So, it would usually make sense to talk about your last fight, which obviously only took place a few days ago. But I kind of want to go back and then we'll work our way forward because I remember speaking to you really, really soon after you had left the UFC, right? And at the time, you weren't really sure of what you were going to do from there, and eventually you end up not fighting for a year and then coming back to Cage Warriors. Was there ever a point where you were seriously considering not coming back to MMA?
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm still, I'm still like that. It's just, but I know the fans don't want to hear it in it, man. But it's just long, man. It's long, man. Just on the body, it's long. The camp and shit, and constantly cutting weight, and your body can't recover, and you're just fighting to live. It's long. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I still want to do it. You know, it is that when I'm in there, or I'm actually in the gym training. Yeah, the spark is still there. This is why I'm not stopping. If the spark wasn't there, then maybe I'll have to stop. That's the only reason why I'm still carrying on. But other than in the actual cage and in training, yeah, I'm not interested. I'm like, I like it, man. Forget MMA. Do you know what I mean? But the fans love me. You know what I mean? People keep supporting me. People beside me keep pushing me. People like you want to do interviews with me. So you have to keep going, man. I don't think I'll stop now. Not anytime soon.
It's interesting to hear you say because I was going to mention about how without the pressure of the UFC, it felt from the outside like you were, like you said, just enjoying the actual process of, like you said, being in the gym and fighting mostly. It felt like you were enjoying that a lot more from the outside looking in. But is it just the other stuff outside of that? Because one of the things we were going to touch on is it's been difficult for Cage Warriors to get you fights. Like some of these guys have come in on a few days' notice and things like that to fight you. So is it that kind of stuff that frustrates you, not being able to just do the parts that you like?
100% that. You know what I mean? And that's the case, yeah. Shooting back to the top, man. If that's the case, shooting back to the top, man, because I put all my hard time and effort into this sport, yeah, and people are pulling out, and it's like you never. Like, I need bread on the table. You know what I mean? I need bread on the table. Like, yes, I put on a good performance for you guys and the fans and all that, but end of the day, I'm fighting to live, man. And you train so hard for like 6 or 12 weeks, whatever, and the guy pulls out of it. That could just be it. Most of the time, it is it. That's partly why I can't be arsed of it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying not pullouts in UFC, but unless you're big, yeah, it might be announced. But if you're not big in that kind of level in UFC and you get pullouts, you might not hear of it. Just find someone else just like that. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause everyone wants to be in UFC. But at this level, it's a thing where like, don't want to fight Darren in that amount of time and notice. Am I getting paid enough to fight Darren in that short amount of time and notice? Is it worth it? If I fight this guy, would I ever fight again? Da-da-da-da. So I get it. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, man, it's killing me mentally and physically. So if that's the case, just shoot me back to the top, man.
Yeah, that's the thing that's defined your Cage Warriors run. I think is that it's difficult to find guys to fight you with a full camp, let alone on short notice, because the the kind of rhetoric about fighting you for so long was you don't want to stand with this guy because he can knock you out with one punch. But the Cage Warriors run has been all about the grappling. I remember hearing you go on commentary for a brief moment for the London card that you were supposed to be on, and you were talking about I think it was the Tom Aspinall fight where he won the interim heavyweight title. You were like, "Don't worry about putting on a show. Just they don't care whether you how you win as long as you win. So just get the win."
No one cares about losers. Everyone cares about winners. Whether you win it like this or you win it like that. I don't want to hear it, man. Like, yeah, if you're that guy that keeps putting on a show but you're losing, eventually no one gives a shit because you're losing. What they're gonna say? Yeah, you're that guy that puts on a show that you fight with your heart. You do. Yeah, but you're not gonna get nowhere. You're not getting the money. Yeah, and your support's gonna go downhill quickly. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there, and I'm only picking my feet back up now, and more people come out of the woodwork now. But where was people when I needed them, when Lewis let me go? Do you get me? So I say what I'm saying for a good reason. But what I'm saying doesn't apply to everyone. I'm just saying for me personally, go in there and get the job done because when you're up there, people love you. When you're down there, people don't give a shit about you. And you fighting for the people, you might win some, you might lose some. Cool. But you fighting for yourself and what you're fighting for, you always win. Like what? Like worst case, you lose. Yeah, all right, cool. People can see you're fighting for yourself, and it didn't go your way. Cool, but that's rare. But more time, you're fighting for yourself and why you have to do it. You'll win. Cash the check and go home. That's what my coach says. Cash the check and go home. And that's how I'm fighting right now. And people still some entertaining. I'm not trying to be. So happy days.
Yeah, that's the thing is, even though that is the where the emphasis is on your Cage Warriors run is the grappling. There's still two finishes in those four fights, and the Matt Bonner fight I thought was a really interesting watch as well. But I mean, this last one, it was like you're able to fight to the way that you can get that win right by grappling, but then
Mm.
the power's still there. It's not like that's disappeared or anything. You still only needed that one shot, and suddenly it was like, oh, fight's over. Like all of a sudden. So you're still
I
putting
just,
on exciting performances, I think.
I, I just take opportunities. So although I push out the grappling, Darren Nurmagomedov, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's the truth, but that's all bad. But it doesn't mean I can't strike still. I just take opportunities. Yeah. I've done it before, bro. I've done it before. But the opportunity, I watch bear fights, yeah, and I see mad opportunities just to finish the fight. Everyone's to put on this masterclass show for the fans. Yeah, it's just long. I've seen it so many times. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying I can't stand and bang. If you give me opportunity, like you said, that Matt Bonner was a good one because he gave me opportunities where I couldn't take him down. I had to bang. When I could take him down, I'll take him down. That's it. Do you know what I mean, bro? No one say I can't strike. I'll just strike when I have to. But if you're coming at gun blazing, I've got like 15 scars on my head. Like I've done it. I've done it. I've done it all. And it's like when UFC let me go, people disappeared. And I got 15 scars on my head for what? There's fights I could have won, but instead I might have been in hospital. Got a little bonus from UFC. Okay, cool, happy days. Got a little bonus in that. But I lost. Fighting to survive at the highest level. And then people that you're doing it for, where are they now? You know what I mean? Fuck that, man. I'm doing what I have to do to win, bro. Forget all the flashy shit. Yeah, say that for training. You know what I mean? Have fun in the gym. Yeah, train hard in the gym. But on the night, you get 15 minutes. You don't get to go and come back. It's not like taekwondo, it's to fight 10 people in a day. Or jiu-jitsu, you fight 10 people in a day. It's not like that. You go 15 minutes, yeah, to get the job done by any means necessary. If you got to fucking beat them like some fucking gorilla, then you got to beat them like a gorilla. But if you got to fucking people do some mad shit like jumping this, and don't get me wrong, the mad shit's okay, but know when to do it and know you've got it in the bag. You get me? But if you can see a basic thing there to do the basic. Get
Do
the
you feel
W.
like sorry, was that
Gone.
do you feel like that you had that throughout your UFC career and maybe just didn't listen to it as much, those opportunities to just be simple and get the job done?
Well, mate, if I watch some of them UFC fights back now, man. But again, remember, I was only professional for 2 years. I got to UFC in 2 years as a pro. I was learning my craft at the highest level. And then it got to the point where, like, I had to keep changing my game. And now I've learned that you shouldn't be changing your game. You should work on what you have and you just tweak it to the opponents. You still have what you have, and you just tweak it to that opponent. But you're not changing who you are. And I changed who I was. All my fights are different. Fuck me, bro. You go on UFC, bro. I'm over here, I'm over there. I'm banging, I'm taking down, I'm bouncing. It's all over the place, man. But because you're at the UFC level, people want to invite you. Hey, Dal, come down here, come to this gym, come to that gym. We start taking information from other people, and then before you know it, it's too many chefs in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean? It's too much, man. Well, I should be going to any gym, whatever, which I don't know more. I stick to my gym, but I should be able to go to any gym and be myself. I was going to other gyms, taking people knowledge from different people, and like I said in casual interview, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I understand that. But I'm not trying to do sometime. I'm not doing 50%, 50%. We're taking everything, 100%. We're getting that win. That is it. And even if you don't get the win, worst case, you don't get the win, yeah, at least you done what you wanted to do. Not a game plan that didn't suit you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, most of my losses has just been experience and obviously rushing and not having the right game plan, etc. So
Is I know that it's a strange question because at this point in your career you're very much focused on, like you said, just getting in and cashing those checks and going home after um, completely healthy. But is coaching something that you've thought about too much? Because I feel like that experience, like hearing you speak for like 2 minutes on the Cage Warriors commentary, there was so much information that I feel like a lot of fighters can only gain from either experiencing them themselves or having a really experienced coach who's been there and done those things. And like you said, you can watch back your UFC fights and go, oh, why didn't I do this? And that information is, vital for someone who might be in the same position.
well, I'm a bad boy coach. I know I'm a bad boy coach. I connect with people in such a good way. But you'd be surprised that me being at that level that you said I've done it all, people don't ask me or want to use me. I'm not gonna go into it too tough, you get me. But it's what it is, and I don't give a damn. I'm just keep doing it me. But I'll never shy away from no one. If someone said to me, "Yo, Dal, can you help me or coach me this?" and I say, "Right, cool," but I've got to see you train. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna coach you because I used to be in UFC, bro. I'll be shouting that shit to you in the cage. You're not doing it. It made me look bad. You know what I mean? I know I'd be a sick coach. People when I PT people, they're like, yeah, you're a great PT or because I just get to the point, but I do it in like a bubbly way, and I just have to connect with people. Do you know what I mean? And you'd be surprised, man. Like I said, I keep repeating myself, but I've been at that level, and I won't say yeah, no one really says like, "Dow, like, how do you feel about coaching me? Like, because of this, because of that." Do you know what I mean? This is what it is, isn't it? I couldn't give two fucking monkeys, bro. Life still goes on. Whether I coach you or not, yeah. I still got to put food on the table. Do you get me? But I'm glad you said that, man. Even you noticed that in the commentary. People are telling me to commentate. Why Darren back on the commentary? I know all this. I know all this, but it's not enough for me to speak it. The people got to speak it, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I just say what it is. I don't take sides. Bro, if I had a teammate, happened before. I was commentating before, and I think my old teammate Brad Wheeler, I swear I was commentating with one fight, and I was saying stuff you done well and stuff you didn't do well. Like, I'm that guy in it, whether you're a teammate or not. I'll say how it is, and I think that's what people love about me on the commentary. After that commentary I done the last London one, it was all over Twitter, bro. Oh, get down back on the comms. Da, 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 da. Why not? Like, I don't get why not. I'm not trying to take no one's place. I'm not even that good at commentary. Do you know what I mean? Because there's ways, there's proper like there's an art into commentary. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I can't do what them guys do, but I can do my part. You know what I mean? And live up a bit. You know what I'm saying? Put me on camera. I'm buff. I don't mind. Put me on the camera. It's fine. I'm good looking. I can do my thing. But back to your question, yeah, I'll be a sick coach. It's just people just don't want to use me. So
I feel like you said, that there's different. As much as commentary isn't art, there's very different styles of commentary, and I feel like you have a really great ability. Like you showed a lot of people on that Cage Warriors broadcast that like you just break it down to a level that MMA can be. So there's so many elements to everything, and sometimes to break it down to like the simplest level is the hardest thing to do. But when you were talking about Aspinall, and I can't remember what fight it
forgot his
was.
name as well. Forgot his name as well.
It was the main event that you were talking about with Emil Brown as well. That was the other fight, and just being like, just do what you do best. It's that simple. Like that's how you
You
win
ain't got
fights.
another. You ain't got another chance. What if you're gonna do what you don't do best and you saw it on YouTube and come back tomorrow? People forget about you. And on top of that, you lost. You know what I mean? I don't. I'd rather someone, yeah, do what they got to do, yeah, and okay, they lost, than do what they didn't want to do and lose. That's the most. Because I've been there. I've been there. There's fights I've won, yeah, where it was a certain game plan, but I've won, but I wasn't happy.
Mm.
And it shouldn't be like that, bro. You should be able to like do you win, lose, and still be calm. You know what I mean? Trust me, man. So that's it.
I feel like if it was anybody else in your position of being on a 4 fight win streak in this division, um, the first question from myself would have been about the middleweight title because, of course, on the same card that you fought on, the middleweight title changed hands. Um, but I feel like at this stage, from what you've said and from what I've heard you say in the past, I feel like you just want to fight. But how much does the middleweight title mean to you? Is that what you're going to push for, or are you just happy to fight?
Oh, you're asking me the question. Nah, I gotta be careful how I answer this because the fans
I
love
don't
me.
want to, yeah, I don't want to make it seem like I'm setting you up to be the bad guy, but I feel like the story of this run in Cage Warriors has been you just want to fight, get paid, and move on to the next one. And if there's a gold belt, so be it. You know.
That is it. Now, the only question is, yeah, not you, but do you or the fans accept that? That's just what it is. But exactly what you said, that's what it is. The reason I am winning, this might sound fucked up. The reason I'm winning because I don't give a shit.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And when
yeah.
you don't give a shit, no weight on your shoulders. That's the reason I'm winning. Now, I can't I can't put pressure on myself because someone wants me to fight for the belt, and I put pressure on myself and I lose. It was like that in UFC. I went to UFC and people were talking about top 10. I just got here. You know what I mean? I just got here. And then I started putting mad pressure on myself and I was losing. Now I don't give a damn and I'm winning. Do you know what I mean? So if the next fight is a belt, then so be it. But if it ain't, happy days. You know what I mean? I'm still cashing my money. I'm fighting. I'm 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 not getting any younger now. Do you know what I mean? People look at my age and they're like, "Yeah, you're peaking, man. You're just peaking, bro." My age on paper is peaking. My body's not, but my body's like 20 years plus, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to end my career saying I could have done this, I should have done that. I want to have fun. You know what I mean? I want to fight still. I don't mind doing a bit of boxing. You know what I mean? And if I have to put a belt on my portfolio, so be it. So be it. But that's just what it is. Honestly, I don't want to upset no fans and that. I'm not trying to sound all negative, but that's what it is. Like I'm fighting, cash the check, yeah, and what's next is next. But if the middleweight, I'll do like heavy middleweight. As long as the match is right, I'm happy. I'm happy. The only reason I say as long as the match is right because that's for the coach to deal with. Because as a fight, we fight anybody. The match has got to be right. But I feel I'll fight anybody. But the match has got to be right according to the coaches. And I felt like that's why it wasn't like that in UFC. The matches wasn't so right.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like at this stage you've ended up in this position, whether it was something you were chasing or not, just because of the win streak. Like you can't, and then, like there's only so many middleweights in Europe that you can beat until you have to fight for a
You
belt.
see what you said, yeah? I end up in a situation because of the win streak, because of what's on paper. See
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say? No matter how I feel or what I want to do, everyone cares about what's on paper. Wins, win streak. That's why.
yeah,
Regardless, it's not about how you feel. Just get the job done. I don't want to sound negative. You know what I mean? I'm trying to sound like I'm not trying to be that superhero MMA guy. Yeah, man, fuck everyone up. But I just want to be real. That's what it is. You said it yourself. No matter how you think or how you're gonna be, we're in this position because of win streaks. We're in this position because of what's on paper. That's it. So to make everyone happy, you want to get what you want and give what they want. Just do what's right. Do you, and then get the wins on paper, and everyone's happy. But it's bad doing not doing you, and then not getting what's on paper. Then no one gives a shit. You know what I mean? It's mad, man. It's mad. But look, I admit, end of the day, this journey been a learning curve for me.
yeah,
Be a learning.
absolutely. It's been an incredible journey to watch, especially that this. I don't want it to sound like again you said about how you're not trying to be the bad guy. I think that maybe some people will take it negatively, but I don't think it is negative. You know, you've found that you perform best by taking the pressure off and just focusing on being the best version of yourself on the night, and that's all you can focus on at the end of the day. So I think it's a positive thing, mate. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, you're different. Not everyone thinks like you. Do you know what I mean? So people want to hear that super McGregor talk, and you know what I mean. It's just maybe I'll get there one day, but people love me for who I am. At UFC, I've never changed. Now I'm not changing. Do you know what I mean?
To wrap it up, I don't think you need to worry about it being negative. But I do take your point that not everyone is going to look at it like me. People want to tune in and hear you talk this big game, but like not every fighter needs to be that way, and you're at a point in your career where that isn't important to you. So I think that being authentic is more important.
Yeah, you're a different guy. Not even think, Honestly, not even think like you. You'd be surprised. It is about that these days. I'm glad me and you think the same, but it is about that these days. It's just what gets you them fights and gets you that money. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I'll have to be like that somewhere down the line. But for now, the reason that people love me because I've never changed. Like I share people's like comments sometimes, or someone might say to me, "Oh my God, Darren, I can't believe you replied to me, man." I said, "Well, why would I not reply to you? Because you've been in UFC, you're in UFC, you got blue tick, da 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 da." I said to the guy, "Yeah, do you shop at Lidl's?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "So do I." He started laughing. What are you laughing for? I'm not different, bro. I'm not one of them guys. If I see you, we take a picture. When I'm not busy and I can, we do an interview. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why people love me. So I'll never change that. But people out there, when they get to that certain level, they change. Loads of people have changed. Loads of people have changed towards me. Loads of people, but it's cool. Like my cousin says, when we get back up there, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. Like you probably see my attitude online or the way I move in person. I'm there, open handed. I'm not too open handed. You know what I mean? Unless I know you, kind of thing. But when I was at the UFC level, I was too open. I let my open hands to everyone, and then it's like, where's everyone now? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's about it, mate. So thank you for your time as always, and we'll catch up with you before the next fight whenever that gets announced. I just hope that they are able to get you an opponent and there's no drama with that fight because it has been unavoidable for you. And obviously, like we said, the win streak lends itself to there being a big fight next. So hopefully it'll be one that we have plenty of time to know about and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you never know. It might be the middleweight one. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even thinking about the win streak. I'm just seeing it as I've won now. Next, I don't even see it as a win streak. That's probably
Yeah.
why I'm winning. Because, like I said, I'm taking the pressure on myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
And tell Pilot Money I need some new shorts. Yeah, a bit.
I've sent a message, so
Yeah,
hopefully
I'm
that gets through.
big fam. Do you know what I mean? I'm tired of wearing batty riders on TV. Do you know what I mean? Just let one size up. We're a good minute for 2024, bro. You get me? So
Yeah, yeah. I've
yeah.
sent it. I've sent it to the person who knows who to send it to. So I think that hopefully that will have got back to Nathan. But if not, I'll drop them another message if you don't hear
Yeah,
anything.
beating people up and wearing batty riders, but that's a carnival and shit. You know what I mean? Mad. Get me? But yeah, man, tag me up in this thing, man. We'll get a share in that. You get me?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Nice one, man. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Man, have a good day. Yeah, take
Yeah,
care.
you too. See you later.